first of all, Lane, thank you for having me. This is great. And I hope that we can reach a lot of people and share this out. And hopefully people will share and share and share. And honestly, that's really what this is all about. It's about sharing empowerment. So hopefully we will be able to dispel myths that are out there and get people to kind of open their minds. Because I think a lot of times people look at things very superficially. They see something or they already have a preconceived notion in their head and they don't go further. And really, I'm the kind of person that, if you tell me about something, I really do dig really deep into it, and that's how I, discovered that we have this big, huge problem of the control of money controlling everything, because I did start paying attention back after around the 2008 financial crisis. And I got so fed up with watching the news because it was just, I don't know, I have this BS meter, so I can tell like what's BS and what's not. And I just stopped watching the news. I got tired of it. And I watch like C-SPAN and watch Washington Journal. And what was happening is, people call in and this lady said, if you really want to know what's going on with this whole financial crisis, you should watch this documentary called The Money Masters.
I have to interject and tell you, that's what awoke me to the financial system also around that same time.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And it just, I said, oh, okay, let me just Google that and found it. It's like a 3.5-hour documentary of the history of money and power in the world, starting at about the time of Christ.
Worth every moment of your time. That one video educated me so completely that everything else that came afterwards was kind of superfluous.
Up with ways to get money out of the equation. So a friend of mine and I thought about, okay, global bartering, and he kept trying to figure out ways to make money off it. I'm like, no, you're defeating the whole purpose. Mm-hmm. So, I realized that global bartering was not going to work. So interestingly, after sort of getting disgruntled with the slowly, gradually getting disgruntled with the medical field and really getting to the point of where, trying to do private practice to escape, the tyranny of working for a hospital I never did work for a hospital per se, but working within that environment where they're sort of pressuring you to do things that patients don't need and preventing you from doing what they do need. So I just, I tried to do private practice, which is totally financially not feasible. Spent my entire retirement trying to pay my overhead. The reimbursements were dismal. I was in a small little town, couldn't possibly see enough patients or do enough surgeries to stay in business. So, I had to close my practice because I couldn't afford my malpractice anymore. Wow. And so about a year or two late, a friend of mine from the skating world, I guess he thought that I was the kind of personality that would see this for what it is, told me about Karatbars. So of course I already knew about gold and I already knew the Federal Reserve wasn't federal. And I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So Jamie and I just decided, let's do this, full time. And, when we were going through a lot of things and, unfortunately I thought it would be a good idea to do a reality show to deal with some issues that we were having. And that was a really bad idea.
Oh my goodness.
We wanted to do our own, what was supposed to look like a reality TV show, but really was a show about reality, and wanted to just kind of reveal all these things and come up with solutions. Oh gosh.
And truth on mainstream TV.
So I was naive in that regard, but so Can We Go Nowhere Any Faster was what the show was supposed to be called, and we have a YouTube channel called that.
Wow.
And but we never were able to get it off the ground. So but I could go on and on about that, and we're not going to, because I
Right.
really want to talk about this,
Well,
what's coming up in July, Gold Independence Day, because it's just a little known secret that's not a secret. And it all has to do with a mission that was started by CEO Harold Seitz of Karatbars International back in 2011, where he wanted to bring gold to the masses. That was the mission. And, you know, he wanted to make gold affordable to the masses. And the only way to do that is to sell it in smaller increments. And obviously, he also saw it as a future payment system by putting it in smaller increments. So what ended up happening is I don't know how he found Cheryl Ann Gober, but Cheryl Ann Gober is kind of the mother of Karatbars in North America, and brought it here and grew, you know, some pretty massive teams of people, getting them to learn about the benefits of saving in gold, and did a very good job of building this network and a lot of people believing in it. And, you know, by sharing, that was, you know, they wanted to come up with a way that if you share, we're going to give something back to you. And so that's where the affiliate program came in. So the big myths that we want to dispel are, you know, everybody calling this an MLM and a network marketing and a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid, and, you know, and people out there spreading serious misinformation. You know, whenever you have affiliate-based programs, you know, you have to look at the fact that they're doing this because the company is deciding not to waste money on advertising. Because if you knew how much money these big corporations spend on programming you to buy their junk, instead of giving it back to you, you just wouldn't do it. But we have been programmed. So, you know, the Karatbars affiliate program has always and always will be optional. You don't have to do the affiliate program.
Well, and the other thing is to take into consideration, Debbie, that first of all, the Google propaganda machine is alive and well, and the defamatory remarks that are on there about Karatbars are, number one, all the same. So, which speaks to troll-like behavior.
Right.
And also, they've been disproven since they were posted originally in like 2011, 2012 at Karatbars' inception. So when we talk about MLM, people get a horrible taste in their mouths. We don't want to sell to our friends and families, and we don't want to become salespeople, and we don't want to be responsible for people making financial choices that can affect them very drastically. So that's why we don't like MLM. So
I actually tell all my newbies, don't bother sharing Karatbars with your friends and family.
That's brilliant. So, but
that's what I tell them all. I say, you know, all the people that you think will join you won't. Don't waste your time. I said, if you can sign them up for a free account and do their KYC without them knowing and buy them a package, great. But otherwise, do not waste your time, because they're going to be your worst, you know, critics. They're going to be, they think they're helping you, but they're really not. So I just tell people right off the bat.
No, my solution
so my
is
fans, my friends, my family, they're gone. You know, I'm like, bring me people who want to do something. So that's where I'm at. And gosh, there's so much we can do. So, but I do want to show a picture here. This is an old picture.
Okay, so we've been on the cryptocurrency Bitcoin screen. And
there we go.
There we go. Now we're in, is Karatbars an MLM pyramid? Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we're addressing this.
Okay, so yes. So first of all, people, half the time people don't even know what an MLM is. But basically, all these people calling it a Ponzi or an MLM or whatever, I mean, you're just recruiting people. It would be the same as if you bought something you liked at Walmart and your friends, you know, saw it and said, oh, wow, that's great. Where'd you get that? I got it at Walmart. And they go buy the same thing. But Walmart doesn't pay you anything for telling your friend where they got it. So, but here's the big difference between Karatbars affiliate program and a lot of these programs that are selling a product or a service. And what's not on the list is our product is money, and it's real money because it's the only real money. Gold is the only thing that has proven itself to be money for thousands of years. It does not lose its purchasing power, period. So that's that, So anyway, so the cost to register is zero, always zero. Do you have to recruit? No, because the affiliate program is optional. Do we have any fees? No, none. Are you forced to purchase anything? No. Do you have to qualify for anything to earn commissions? No. You can earn from the free position. Do you have any sales targets that you have to meet to get into certain levels or whatever? No. Do your points or units that you've already earned flush away? No. Can people, are people canceling or quitting? Yeah, sometimes people stop doing Karatbars, but you literally cannot quit Karatbars because your account is always there. You can either use it or not. So you can't, you could literally, I guess, delete your account. That would be idiotic because they don't email you, they don't bug you, it's just there. It's a free account for you to use at, however you want to use it.
Right. And the training is at your level.
Training is free.
Whatever you want to learn, you can learn. It's out there already on the internet or through the site.
There's tons of free help. Granted, in the past year, the learning curve for this has gone up. We are going to talk about Legacy Gold Lifeline, but the reality is that there are people out there that pay financial planners and stockbrokers and all these things gajillions of dollars, and they get paid whether they lose your money or not, or you've got money sitting in a
right.
savings account and it's, decreasing its value, and the banks can steal it whenever they want.
They do frequently.
Yeah. Do we have rival products? Well, there's a lot of people out there that talk about, I can get gold cheaper, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to actually show some real-time stuff. But the reality is those people that say that, they're not buying gold from those people either.
No.
So they're just making excuses. Okay, it's legacygoldlifeline.com. And I am still putting it together. I realize, that people were possibly needing, direct help.
Yes.
I have helped a lot of people for free. Obviously, I get commissions, from helping my downline, but, sometimes, you might spend hours trying to work through some of these things because people, they're not really active all the time, so they can't find their password, or they can't, they
exactly.
don't know, And so instead of spending 5 hours trying to figure it out yourself, I can spend an hour with you and just guide you right through it. And I can also, because I know the system so well, depending on what your personal budget and goals and all that stuff are, I can customize it for anyone. Even though we want to duplicate the saving part, it is not the same. I don't recommend the same thing for every person. It just depends on their situation.
Right. So think of it, folks. Would you rather go down 5 hours of rabbit hole information where you're searching and hunting for the correct answer to whatever issue you're facing, or do you want to pick up the phone and call Debbie? That's how I see it. I'm going to pick up the phone.
Exactly. And I'm going to teach you all the other stuff too. I mean,
exactly.
The really big picture stuff is very helpful, and just even little nuances within Karatbars of knowing what to do when and why, and the best way to do it, and basically the way to get the most for your money.
Perfect. Okay, we will cut here and see you at the next segment. Bye, guys.